Hey guys, T Davis Cole here, and I am back with another post talk. All right, so what I'm going to be doing with these post talks is going into deep detail about the issues that we face as online entrepreneurs and just helping you overcome those issues. These won't be those quick little cute posts about 3 steps to this and 4 steps to that. It's really digging deep about the subconscious and the conscious mind and the real things that are sabotaging your success. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and create this this video about this post because I want you to not feel overwhelmed. I want you to get unstuck, and I want you to actually make progress in your online business. And I don't know about you, but do you automatically feel anxiety when you sit in front of your computer to work on your business? Right? So do you feel paralyzed and unsure of what to do first? Do you find yourself spending hours and hours on one task only to discover that it's not good enough to publish in the end? Are you full of passion concerning your online business ideas, but you feel it will never happen at the rate that you are going? Okay, so I understand what that's like. I really do. When you feel like, you get in front of your computer and you're like, I'm going to get A, B, and C done. And then you start clicking around and you get lost. And then you're like, why am I doing this anyway? And then you start working on like maybe an image or something. You get stuck on the image and then you don't even get anything done. So that is one of the things that I want to help you overcome. I want to help you overcome that today and help you get moving. So let's keep going here. All right, so if you answered yes to any of these questions, then this post is definitely for you. All right, so I'm going to help you get unstuck and be more productive in your online business. Okay, let me move this so you can see me. I'm going to have to be moving this around, y'all. Moving it around. Again, these are post talks, so we are chillaxing. There's no worries here. All right, so again, if you answer yes to these questions, then this post is for you. Let's focus on being more productive. All right, so I'm going to uncover the real issues behind your anxiety, and I'm going to help you overcome those issues. I'm going to give you real strategies to help you focus and actually make some progress. Okay, so you're going to discover how to zone in on your income producing activities so that you can exchange value for profits at a much faster pace. Right? So don't worry, you will get past these issues in your online business and you will overcome this anxiety. Okay, so if you'll go ahead and read this post and take action on the strategies inside, you will have access to a successful online business in no time. Okay, so again, you can read it, but we're also going to go over these things in the video. All right, so engaging with this post will help you overcome mental anxiety in the online business process. It's going to help you get unstuck, okay, and become more productive in your online business process. All right, it's going to help you engage in income producing activities to exchange value for profits faster. It's going to help you embrace your sustained online business relief from anxiety. Okay, so not only do I want to help you overcome being overwhelmed, having the anxiety when you sit down, not getting the things done that you want to get done, but I want you to utilize these strategies, utilize all of this to have sustained, right? So again, it's not going to be those 3-step methods and all of this. This is literally going to help you get free and actually get progress. Okay, so who is this post for? All right, so this post is for anyone who is tired of feeling stuck and stagnated in their online business process. It's for anyone who has ideas and desires to have a successful business but feel as if they aren't getting anywhere on their own, or they're getting in their own way. All right, so this post is for anyone who lacks the energy and the know-how to implement their ideas and get results in their biz. Okay, so yeah, it can be really, really hard because it's like I gotta get my tea and I think I need some water too. But it can be hard. That's really it. Because, you get, like I said, you get in front of your computer and then it's like, okay, you get overwhelmed and all this stuff. But then not only that, it's the energy drain because it's so easy to just feel so tired and so overwhelmed by everything and then not get anything done. I know one of the things that I struggled with early in my online business process was literally just getting tired. I would be exhausted and like I would feel energized, but then when I sit down to work, all of a sudden I'm sleepy and I couldn't get things done. So then I would wake up the next day like, oh my God, I didn't get anything done yesterday. So that can be very frustrating. So I don't want that for you. I want you to overcome these issues. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to deal with is overcoming the mental anxiety. The mental anxiety, because a lot of times this stuff can be mental. So let's deal with that. So have you ever heard the saying that it's all in your head? Well, it is, right? It is all in your head. The mental anguish that you're feeling as it relates to your online business could stem from several mentality related issues. So something's blocking you, something that you're believing, some self-sabotaging belief, right? So it could be like, how you grew up, because if you didn't know, your actual personality is developed from the age of birth to 6 years old. Even when you're in your mother's womb, all of the things that she's experiencing, all of the things that her emotions and environment, if there were arguments and stuff going on around you, whatever the case may be, your DNA was built up to help you sustain within your tribe, within your how you were born. So a lot of the things that you may be experiencing could just be stuff that was developed into you from birth to 6 years old. So what we want to do is show you, how to get past, right, the subconscious mind and start to live your life out of your conscious mind. Now, for most people, they live maybe 10% of their life out of the conscious mind. Everything else is sort of programs, stuff that was programmed into you. So in order for you to really be successful, especially if, you have some things in your past that may be holding you back, is to reprogram, right? You're going to have to develop some new programs so that you can consciously live your life off of what you intend, not what was programmed into you. Okay, so some of those issues are, like I said, deep rooted in your subconscious mind, while others are environmentally or nutritionally provoked. Okay, so if you've already joined as a member and you've taken the course 5 Steps to Creating an Irresistible Business, right, then you would know already that if you truly want to build a successful online business, you have to train and perform like an athlete. And that does require you to have a good mindset as well. But if you haven't taken that course, you definitely want to go ahead and join, log in if you have an account, or join and take the course. It's absolutely free for you. Okay. But, if you truly want to be great and lead others to greatness, then you need to have a great sense of self. And you also need to be mentally and physically and spiritually and financially sound. So mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially sound. Okay. Because you can't have average behavior patterns and expect great results. So sometimes, like the things that was programmed into you, they may cause you to operate on an average level when you need to be operating on an athletic level to achieve greatness. So you ever heard that saying, if you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always gotten? And it's so true, because it is what you do right? That is, what are you sowing? What you're sowing and it is what you're reaping. So we do have to overcome these patterns that are sabotaging our success. So that's one of the things that you need to really, really be thinking about, because greatness doesn't evolve from average, because you, again, like I said, will reap what you sow. Therefore, you must ask the question, what am I sowing? Ask yourself that question. What am I sowing? Okay. All right. So what are you sowing into your mind, your body, and your life for that matter? All right. So James Allen wrote in his book, As a Man Thinketh, you can tell what a man is thinking about based on the external projections of his life. So in the same sense, you can tell what someone is sowing into their life based on what's going on around them. Okay. So your thoughts have literally created your reality. So you must ask yourself these questions, what am I thinking about? All right. And are those thoughts producing the life that I want? If not, then why am I thinking about those things that do not serve me? And again, some of that could be subconscious programming. So it does take work to write new programs. That's just like if you want your computer to operate differently, you will have to write some new software for it, or buy some new software and download it and install it so that you can get a new action out of it. Okay. So in the same sense with your life, you got to write some new programs. Okay. So here are some steps to overcoming that mental anxiety. All right, so the first step to doing that is going to be make a decision. Make a decision. You want to write that down. I need to make a decision. Then you got to decide, right, if you want to be great or not. That is the first step. So before I get into like strategies and methods and all of this technicalities and sales funnels and email list and growing your business and building your audience and all this stuff, I want you to decide, do you want to be great or not? Why? Because you got to know if you want to be your best, because you got to put in work, right? It's going to be something that you're going to have to work at. So ask yourself this: if you could compete in the Olympics as a master of your niche, could you win the gold medal? Right? When you decide that you want to be great, understand that decision comes with sacrifice. Okay. So when you decide that you want to be great, it is going to come with something that you got to do. So when you think about, gold medalist, people who were in the Olympics and different things like that, they have to really put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, because they've decided this is what I want. So they're training a lot. And when I'm telling you this, I'm not saying go crazy and put your body under stress and strain, but I'm saying you have to make a decision if you're going to be great. And if you're going to be great, you're going to have to do the work to be great. Okay. And so if you haven't decided that, then you're going to constantly be in conflict. So let me go back, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. All right. So you will have to give yourself over to your talent in order for it to manifest in its purest form. So just get in your head, an Olympian. Get that in your head, because that's the type of mentality that you're going to have if you want to be great, right? Because average doesn't produce great. Average produce average, right? If all you do is get up, take a shower, get something to eat, go to work, watch some television, then what is it going to produce? Might produce either lower middle to middle upper class lifestyle. You might have a couple of things that you want, and you may take a couple of vacations every year. Whatever, that's what it's going to produce, depending on the type of work that you do. But if you want to do something, even bigger and grander for your lifestyle, I mean, not saying that anyone who works isn't doing anything big if that's what they want to do. But if you're not doing what you want to do, then you have to decide again that I want to be great. And then you have to understand, in order to manifest that in its purest form, you're going to have to give yourself over to your talent so that it can evolve and grow and become what you want it to be. So again, like I said, having your mindset, that Olympian, because when you have that Olympian in your mindset, you can see them training, you can see them working, you can see them aiming to get better, fueling their body to get better, doing everything, sowing what they want to reap out of their life and out of their body. Okay. So you will not be able to tiptoe on the outskirts of possibility and expect to see your greatness. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to just be like, I just want, I want an 8-figure business. Okay. I hear you. But you can't just tiptoe around the idea. You got to dive in and decide, I want to be great. I want this. And then you have to do what it takes to get it. Okay, so you will have to make some major lifestyle changes to meet the greatest version of your abilities. Okay, so because greatness takes discipline, it takes practice, it takes sacrifice, work, and dedication. So do not say that you want to be great without saying you are willing to change your ways to meet it. Okay, because you cannot be divided. You must make a choice. Okay, you must make a choice, right? So sometimes the mental anxiety that you're feeling is coming from that inner conflict, right? So I'm gonna go with a little water here. Didn't mean to slurp. I'm sorry, y'all. But usually I have a straw. I'm like, where's my straw? All right. So sometimes the mental anxiety that you're feeling is coming from the inner conflict associated with developing your craft. All right. So you sit down to work, but the turmoil of knowing that your friends just went to lunch, right? Or that your family is watching your favorite show or your phone is buzzing with the new social media alerts can cause a major conflict in your process. All right, so that's why you have to go ahead and choose your path. You have to go ahead and decide what's important to you so that you are not in conflict with your goals versus everything else that is going on in the world. So let's just say Gabby Douglas, for instance. Okay, so she was training for the Olympics, right? I'm sure lots of work, lots of time, lots of energy every single day. She's training. Right. So what if one of her friends from school drove up to where she was and was like, hey, why don't you just take some time off? I want to spend a week at the beach. Okay. She's training for the Olympics. So that sounds great. And it sounds so fun and it's so innocent because it is a friend asking for you to just come hang out and have a good time. Who wouldn't want to do that? But at the same time, that's going to take her off track, right? It's going to take her off track of her goals. Okay. So what if she would have just been like, okay, I know I'm training for the Olympics and I really want the gold medal, but what's a week, right? Just take a week off and just go hang out at the beach. So in the same sense, you're in the middle of your day. You know what you have to do. You know why you want to do it. Right? And you're going for gold, but then someone stops by and they're like, hey girl, let's just go to lunch. In the middle of, you just sat down to get logged in and get started. And for me, how I deal with those kind of situations, I'm like, no, my schedule is really booked today. I would love to go to lunch with you. And then I look at my schedule and I see where I have an opening and I'd be like, how about this day? If that doesn't work for them, I'll go further down my schedule. How about that day? All right. So, once I know, what my schedule is, I don't break it. I stick to the process that is going to lead to what I want. So in the same sense, you have to decide what you want and then you have to stick to that process no matter what, because you're going for gold. Now, one of the things with building an online business is so easy to get off track because you don't have a time frame set, right? But you need to set a time frame so that once you set that time frame, you can start to focus, right, on that you want to win gold by this day. And even if you don't make it by that day, at least you are doing the work and sowing the seeds and going through the process to get there. Because if you don't put any type of, time frame, then you're just working and 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 working. And you don't know when you're going to reach your goal. So sometimes, right, the mental anxiety that you're feeling is coming from the inner conflict associated with developing your craft. It's just the inner conflict. I want to do X, Y, and Z, but my business is requiring, ABC. Okay, so at the same time, you got to understand that no one asks you to build a business, right? This is something that you're saying that you want to do. So if it is something that you're saying that you want to do, then you have to decide, this is what I want to do. Give yourself over to that process and let go of the conflicts that are keeping you from it, because you didn't choose that life. So you shouldn't be conflicted because you made a solid decision. All right. So that's it. It's the inner conflict. Okay. So you sit down to work on your business, but the turmoil of knowing that your friends just went to lunch, or your family is watching your favorite show, or your phone is buzzing with the news, social media alert. All right. That can all cause a major conflict in your business. All right. So that's why you have to go ahead and choose, right? Choose your path. Yeah, that inner conflict. So, that's why you have to go ahead and choose your path. You have to go ahead and decide what's important to you, so that you're not in conflict with your goals versus everything else that is going on in the world, right? You've made a decision. That's just like when people get married, right? They've made a decision who they want to marry. So they shouldn't, right, be in conflict with all these other people, right? All these other women or all these other men, because you've made your choice. So in the same sense, once you've made your choice for your goal, for your business, or for whatever you're trying to achieve, you shouldn't be in conflict with all of the other things that are going on, because you've chosen you're going to do this. All right. So that's the thing there. All right. So make a decision. Are you going to train and perform like an athlete for whatever your niche is, and assume all of the commitment that comes along with that? If not, then that's okay. That is okay. You just have to be honest with yourself. Okay. Be honest with yourself. If you're not going to commit, then you should just stop reading this post, stop watching this video, and go do something that you enjoy, right? Don't waste your time saying I want to build an online business and all this stuff, and you're not going to commit to the process, because then you could really just be enjoying your life and doing what you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So go do something that you enjoy more than your online business goals if you don't want to do it. All right. So you cannot do both, especially if your ideas aren't off the ground yet. All right. So once you are generating big profits and you can hire employees to cover your labor, then you may be able to go back to enjoying both worlds. Okay. But right now you have to make a decision. So choose, and depending on that choice, you should either keep watching, keep reading, or go enjoy your day. Point blank. That's the reality, because like I said, if you're conflicted, it's going to drain your energy. It's going to make it hard for you to focus, because you want to be at the beach when you need to be working on your business. You want to be doing this and that. You just have to, narrow things down. Like today, I went and I just shut down a bunch of accounts. I got rid of some things that, even though I'm not actively pursuing them, it still was in the back of my mind. I mean, I had some job offers, I had some other stuff that was just kind of in my inbox. I need to go ahead and answer this. If I'm going to focus on doing ABC, then I can't be trying to do XYZ unless it's something I have to do. And then I have to rearrange my schedule to figure out how to balance the both. But it was just like, no, like, my goals are, this is what I do when I'm making a decision. My goals are these things. And even though these things might sound good, right? My goals are ABC. And even though XYZ may sound good, whether it's interrupting my day for me to just go out and go hang out, no. Whether it's you schedule your days off and you schedule time to do that kind of stuff. Whether it's a good job offer where it's like, okay, I could use that money to invest in this, and that, but it's going to take me from ABC. And I'm okay financially. I'm okay. I'm earning, so I'm okay. So then it's like, why would I conflict my energy and my focus to go do the things that are going to throw me off path? So you really have to get laser focused. That's if you really want it. If you really want it, let me so you can see me. If you really want it, right? If you really want it, then you do have to get laser focused. Laser focused. I mean, you have to get so focused that it's like, because what's going to happen when you get focused is you're going to bring all your energy to one point, and it's going to accomplish what you intend to accomplish if you put in the work. Okay. So, but if you're scattered everywhere, you're not going to get anything. I remember a story about some rabbits, right? Like this girl had some rabbits in a cage. The rabbits got out, and she was trying to get all the rabbits at one time, and then she wasn't able to catch any. But then she was advised to just go get one rabbit at a time and put it back in the cage, close the cage, go get another one, put it back in the cage, close the cage. Now, she may never recover all of those rabbits, right? She may never recover all of those rabbits, but she will catch some of them because she's focused and able to get one at a time, okay? So that's what you got to do. You got to focus. But like I said, until you are generating those big profits and, you can hire those employees and provide them benefits that they need and all that stuff to do a lot of your work, you're not going to be able to have that duality that much, okay? So the next thing would be we are in this section, the same section we were still in. So the second part to that would be train your brain. Train your brain. All right. So you need to write that down. I will train my brain. If you want to overcome the mental anxiety associated with building your online business, then you've got to overcome the subconscious mental blocks that are keeping you from making progress. Okay. So as I said earlier, it's all in your head, and this could be subconscious programming from when you grew up. All right. Whether it's self-doubt, unbelief, procrastination, or something else. You've got to you've got to develop your mindset, and you've got to get rid of those things that are no longer serving you, okay? All right, so you've got to get conscious about your thinking and delete those self-sabotaging ideas so that you can reprogram your brain and develop some better philosophies about life, okay? You need some better ways of thinking about life, some different ways, right? So that you can have a new mindset and get what you want. Okay, so you can do this by listening to audios. All right, so listen to some audios. Also by getting coaching, just like what's offered here. If you haven't joined and got the free membership and got access to the 4 pillars of success and 5 steps to building an irresistible online business and the ultimate success audio book, then you need to go ahead and join so that you can go ahead and get access to that. Okay, it should be somewhere on this side of the screen. Okay, somewhere over here. All right. Because if you haven't joined, if you don't have a membership, you should have a different menu here, which would say pretty much join or sign up or something. All right. So yeah. So when you do those types of things, it will help you raise your consciousness and experience a different way of thinking. All right. So Les Brown said, your best thinking has landed you exactly where you are today. All right. So your best thinking has gotten you where you are today. Meaning if you want a new way of life, you need to find some new information that can help you move to your desired direction in your life and business. So again, I highly recommend getting an Audible book subscription. You can just click here and grab one. I believe it's like free for a month or something like that. And go ahead and listen to As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. That's going to help you start taking account of your thoughts, and it's going to help you reframe them so that you can get what you want. Okay. And this should be number 3. But what you need to do next is fuel your mind. So you've made a decision. All right. You're working on your mentality. You've gotten your membership here. You're doing all the things that you need to do, right, to develop your mentality and get some new ways of thinking. The next thing you need to do is fuel your mind. Fuel your mind. So write this down. I will fuel my mind. And you will be surprised to discover how your mentality is affected by nutritional deficiencies. All right. So if your iron is low, you will find yourself feeling tired and grouchy. That's part of the reason why a lot of people just be sleepy and stuff and can't get anything done. All right. So if you are low on vitamin D, you will discover that you have a lot of brain fog and sick days. So vitamin D is good for a lot of things. All right. And it does help you overcome that brain fog. All right. Also, if you are low on vitamin B, you'll probably feel depressed and overwhelmed, right? Sometimes when someone's telling me, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling this, that, At one point I used to just go ahead and just gift everybody with supplements just to get them started so they can understand how it feels, because sometimes, sometimes the budget might not be there for the supplement. Sometimes they've never tried it and just a little nervous to go ahead and get started. It's not something that they've ever thought about buying. And sometimes they just don't want to invest, in their health. And so they don't want to invest. But it's like, my thing about that is, if you can buy fast food, if you could buy all these other things, your health should be first. Your health should come before your hair and your nails, right? If it's between getting your supplements and getting your hair done, you might need to just go ahead and get them supplements and then find a style. Go to YouTube, find a new style or something, or get you a wig or something that you can wear, when your hair isn't done, stuff like that, so that you can start building up your internal self so that you can, produce the income to get the things that you want externally. Okay. So like I said, if you have low vitamin D, then you're feeling depressed and overwhelmed. You're getting a lot of anxiety, right? All right. So one thing people tend to forget is how important minerals are for their skeletal, respiratory, and circulatory system. So in addition to all of those wonderful vitamins that you need, you also need minerals, okay? So you can't possibly experience peak performance if you're operating on an empty nutritional tank, right? It's not going to happen. All right, so your body can't do what you're asking it to do because you don't have enough fuel, point blank. All right, so when I get up in the mornings, the first thing that is, that I focus on is getting my nutrition, right? I focus on that because that's important. That's more important than even getting food. So I go ahead and I make me a power pack drink that has Zeal mineral rich, a little tiny bit of vitamin C, because that stuff is potent, the powdered vitamin C, and some moringa powder. I drink that. And I take me 2 ashwagandhas because it helps with anxiety. And even though the Zeal does have it in there, that little extra is an extra kick. So I make sure I do that. Let me drink some tea because I keep stalling in my throat. Let's see here. Give me just 1 minute. Because the truth is, you need energy. You need energy because even just doing this, even doing what I'm doing right now, making this video, doing all this talking, all this stuff that you need energy. I just brought me a whole body vibration machine, which is pretty much I think like 10 minutes on it is like running for 1 hour. And it helps again the circulatory and it helps the circulatory and the skeletal systems and all of this stuff so that I can function and do the things that I do. Right, so here's how it looks once I open the box. It's pretty much how it was packaged. It came with like a little book and everything. All right, so here's the Recovery Fitness Turbo Vibration Plate. I'm getting ready to go ahead and unbox it, and then once I do that, I will try it out and see how it does. All right, so you want to make sure that you are taking those vitamins and minerals, okay? So if, all right, let's see. Right, again, so if you want to feel your best, you have to invest in those supplements based on your budget. So if you do have a small budget, then I recommend finding a supplement that has both vitamins and minerals. So the most efficient ones that I have found that I've been using for years, and I promise you, I've tried different whole food vitamins, and there's none like this one. I haven't found any like this one. Some of them, they just feel fake or like a plastic film on them or something. They're not like whole grain, like so New Chapter are the ones that I use. And you can even take them on an empty stomach. That's how you know they're the real deal, right? You don't have to eat when you take them. So they come in both men and women. And again, they have both vitamins and minerals and probiotics. Okay. So I love them because they, again, like I said, they have the vitamins and minerals and can be taken on that empty stomach because they're actually whole food. As for additional minerals, I do like the maximum living for my minerals. Also, I do like zeal for my power shake in the morning. I put, like I said, some zeal. Whenever I'm just doing zeal, I only need 6 ounces of water. But if I'm going to mix in moringa powder, a little bit of vitamin C, and some maximum living, I'll do like 8 to 10 ounces of water. Okay, because the zeal does have over 47 superfoods in it. Now I did write an article in detail on these supplements, so I'm not going into deep detail on them on here. You need to consult your physician before you take any medications. Do not come after me for anything or any supplements, okay? But what I'm telling you is that when you're keeping up the immune system, then it's possible that it could help with you feeling better and fighting off diseases and infection. Okay, so I did pull up my store. This is a store that I made. It was a while back for, I think I was doing like a hair blog or something. It's one of the stores that I actually lost in the whole, when my server went down, and I lost everything that was on that server and had to start all over, y'all. From a business that I had been building since 2014, content, courses, I mean, everything just gone. Like, that's why you need to sign up to make sure that don't happen to you, because I will show you what, tell you what happened and help you avoid that. Okay, because now I'm making sure that don't happen. Okay, but so if you can see, let me move this video. Right. Okay, so if you can see, these are the new chapter vitamins. They have them in the women's and the men's. If you're 40 plus, they have them there. They have them 40 plus for the men. The best vitamins I've ever taken. I also take collagen because they help with, again, bones and all of that. You'd be surprised to know that collagen and vitamin D helps with respiratory. Studies years ago revealed that whenever there was like a disease out, oh god, don't make me try to remember what it was called, but it was like a really, I think it was either tuberculosis or it was something like that was attacking the respiratory system. Did you know they would increase vitamin D supplements to these patients and also sit them outside in the sun, and that would help them recover? But I don't know if that works with everything that's going on. So I hate that I even said the word in my video. They may, you never know. They be coding it for words or whatever. But the point I'm making is just, the vitamin D was helping with the respiratory system. Again, it's not, I can't say for sure. Check with your doctor. All right. So anyway, this is my mineral rich that I also take. Now, when I do take the Zervita and the mineral rich and the moringa, I don't take the other vitamins. I just have the other vitamins for when I'm busy. Let's see. I have these for when I'm busy on the go, even if I go out of town or something. All right. I could just take these because they have minerals, vitamins, probiotics, everything that I'm pretty much drinking. The reason I like to drink my shake in the morning is because, right, it goes straight to your cells. So I really like to do what you call cellular nutrition. And so I drink a power pack drink and it just automatically energizes me, my brain, everything. And I'm going right after that. Another thing that I do, and y'all, I'm sorry, my bottle looks horrible. When I first bought this, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a review while it's all pretty, because it is a copper bottle. And if it's real copper, it's going to tarnish over time. Eventually, this is going to be even uglier. When I brought it, it was all bright and coppery. It was so pretty, but you already know. Now they paint it and put a film over it and do all this stuff, put a lot of prints on it and all this. It's probably not real copper. But anyway, copper does tarnish. You can clean it with like, I think, let's see. What do you clean it with? Baking soda and lemon. I don't care. I'm not spending my time doing that. I'm going to just use the bottle. Oh, it's still water in here. Oh my God, I'm about to take a sip. This is the best water. I'm finna explain it. Give me just 1 minute. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the best. Anyway, boy, you know how you be drinking water and you just keep being thirsty no matter how much water? Isn't that annoying? Like, I've been drinking water all day. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all some tips on water. This was not my point. This was not something I was gonna do on this video. So the tips on water. First of all, you're not supposed to drink cold water. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like the best water is to sit the water in a copper infused bottle. All right. So what this is going to do, when you put the water in here, you let this water sit overnight, the copper infuses into the water. And when you drink it, you're getting a main mineral that your body needs, which is copper. Your body needs copper, but it doesn't make copper. And that's why, you know, a long time ago, the Egyptians, they would drink like gold dispensed in water and copper minerals and all this kinds of stuff. But anyway, so you let this sit overnight, and then when you wake up in the morning, you consume the water. Now, typically, I drink all of it in the mornings. I don't know. I think I went and worked out this morning, and I just didn't finish it. But what you don't want to do is drink 2 of these in a day. No, you want to only drink 1. So like, say for instance, you put the water in there like at maybe like 10 at night. You want to be consuming this water around 6 in the morning, because what'll happen, or maybe even 9, I wouldn't consume it after 9 unless it's just a little bit, because like there's a little in here, so it's not enough to cause any kind of lead poison or anything like that. But some people just get extreme and they be letting the water sit for like 2 and 3 days, and then they go drink it, and it's too much for your liver. It's too much copper. So you only want to pretty much let it sit overnight, drink it first thing in the morning, and be done with it, right? The only reason why I'm finishing is because I'm so thirsty, and it actually quenches your thirst. It's the only water that I've ever drank that quenched my thirst. Now, I do just get it out of my water filtered water. Another thing that you don't want to do, you don't ever add lemons, ever. To the water. Even when you do clean it, you know, because you could put a little bit of baking soda and a little bit of lemon to shake it around and clean it, but you want to rinse it out really, really well, because the lemon is also an acid, so you don't want to mix like an acid in and copper, right? You don't know what you're creating, so you don't want to do that. Don't put anything in this, just water. Let it sit overnight, drink it in the morning, be done with it, okay? And then I heard that it's like 3 months on and 3 months off. So you do this for about 3 months to get your copper levels up, and then you back off for 3 months or whatever. But it is so good for the body. It does actually hydrate my thirst. Like, that little sip, because first my mouth was just getting so dry, but that little sip, like I feel like hydrated. It's amazing. But again, typically I don't drink it after the morning. I just drink it in the morning and I'm done, because you don't want to, like I said, do it with your liver, and put too much copper by letting this thing sit 2 and 3 days, or, you know, ridiculous amount of time. Drink it, and then you go put some more, then you add lemons and all. No, just water overnight, drink it, be done. I don't think that there is a link in the description for this. I can add one maybe. If I don't, you can go to the store, get your other vitamins and stuff, and then just look around for a copper bottle. Because the last time I tried to add a link, I think they were sold out. They were sold out of this one. I think I got like one of the last ones of this particular one. But anyway, I will check. So another thing that I do use, even though my cup look a little rusty, it's like this is a stainless steel cup. I try to avoid drinking out of plastic stuff. But I put this in here and I just let the water sit all day, and I just drink it, because it's when the water is cold, what it does is it dilates the vessels and it makes it harder for you to actually quench your thirst. But since I have been letting the water sit and get room temperature and then drink it, it's been better. Okay, so that's another tip. But I mean, if you want to drink some cold water, that's you. I've been doing it my whole life. I guess I'm okay. But when I learn better, I do better. So that's that. But yeah, so again, check with your doctor before you be doing anything extra. So what was I talking about? Let me go back. So yeah, so I do like these because like I said, I do 8 ounces of water. I do 1 scoop, 8 to 10. Depends on what I'm mixing. If it's just this, then I just do 6 ounces of water. But if it's all this other stuff I'll be putting in there, then I do 10. But I do the Zeal, the mineral rich. I have some powdered vitamin C, and I put a half a teaspoon. You don't want to overdo it on that. If y'all out there buying that powdered vitamin C and you sitting there putting a whole tablespoon of stuff, and then you wonder why you have diarrhea and all of that, that's why. And your stomach hurting, that's why. Stop doing that. So I'm surprised they sell it like that, because that is so dangerous if you use it wrong. But yeah, so I put the Zeal and I put some mineral rich, and then a scoop of moringa, right? I'm trying to make sure that's all I put in there. And some collagen. And I drink that in the mornings. But again, like I said, when I am traveling or whatever, I keep these around. And I take these. And some days, you know, my body can tell like I'm pretty good, like I'm stocked up, and I might need to back off all that for like a day or two. Then I just take my regular vitamins. But if your budget is low, then you just want to go ahead and get just the new chapter. You're going to feel so much better from taking them, and then you can elevate later to other things. All right, so hopefully I can find where I was. I think we talked about all that. All right. Yeah, we pretty much finished this, because I was just telling you about fueling your mind. Because like I said, a lot of times when you're sitting there, because like I said, we're just having a talk right now. Ugh, y'all gonna see the real deal. But like I said, sometimes when you're just feeling like tired and you don't understand why, you're not really getting anything done, and you don't understand why, and you know you're clicking on the same picture for 20 hours, you're deficient. You could be deficient in something. So get that checked out. Get some supplements. Again, check with your doctor, whatever you got to do. But get some supplements, okay? And this copper infused water, also if you're on medications, be careful, because I don't know. I'm not on any medications or anything like that. All right. So now we're going on to section number 2, which is be more productive. So when you're talking about overcoming, you know, being overwhelmed and having this anxiety when it comes to building your own online business, once you've made that decision, you're pretty much committed to the process. You are rebuilding your mind, rebuilding those subconscious programs that are no longer serving you. Okay. And putting things into your mind, like the trainings here, and then some books and stuff like that. And then you're fueling your brain, by fueling your body with the right supplements and nutrition. Now we can start talking about production. So you see why I can't rush through these things. There's no way I could give you 3 cute little steps and expect you to get some results. That might be cute, but it's not going to help you. Okay, so we're digging deep. Now we're going to go into this production. And this one is a hard one, guys, okay? It is a hard one. It's a hard thing to do, because productivity has to be intentional, measurable, and profitable, point blank, right? So when you're trying to leave the 97% of the population and join the 3%, it's just plain out difficult. Your mind is fighting you. Your family and friends are pulling at you, and there are distractions everywhere you turn. Okay, so the phone is buzzing, the television is playing, people are asking you favors, and somebody always has a problem that's requiring your attention. It's never going to end. Like, that's the world. There's always going to be something going on that seems more important than you investing in you. Okay? But if you want to be successful, you got to shut it down. You have to shut it down. I'm about to finish this, y'all. What they say, do as I say, not as I do. This water, it just hydrates me, and I just need to get through this training. That's only a sip. I think it's like 1 sip left in there. But Like I said, it's just a little bit, so that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, if it was still like halfway full, I would not consume that much copper. Because it's been in there too long, since last night. All right. And I think it's like maybe 2 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. All right. Because this ain't correct. I think my clock says 10, but that's not correct. It's like 1. All right. So anyway, you got to shut it down. That means turn off the phone or place it on silent and put it away from you. So sometimes it's hard to turn off your phone if you have children, you know, and stuff. I have a child in the Navy, or a man. I have one that's, you know, partly with me, partly with his dad. And I have another one out there. So I have to kind of keep my phone on because you never know. So I have it on silent and I just check it several times during the day. And it's funny because my 14-year-old knows if you really need me, email me, because it'll pop up on my computer and I know it's important, and it's easier for me to get it that way versus looking at the phone. All right, so you want to find a quiet room away from the television. All right, because your family will not stop watching it because you want to build a business. They ain't trying to hear that. They just trying to live their life. They like, show me the money. If you get into that big money, then they might listen and be interested, but otherwise they just want you to buy them stuff. They ain't trying to hear that. They trying to watch TV and chill. Right? Now you could teach them money principles, the ones that'll listen. That's all you can do. All right, so you've got to find a place, even if it's in a closet, to just get away from the television. All right, so I don't even watch it that much these days. I might watch it 5 times a month, and that's consciously watching it. And I'm not talking about walking, past the TV in the house, but I'm just saying where I just decide it's something I really want to watch, and I'm going to sit down and watch it. Okay, and so then it's usually something like a concert or something that I've been putting on the back burner. I think like the other day I watched the Brothers. I mean, I know it's an old movie, but I had been wanting to watch that for a minute again. So I watched that. But when I made my decision that, building an online business was something I wanted to do because I wanted to be in control of my income, I wanted to be able to have more lifestyle freedom. At the time, I had children that were still in school, and so I still have one that's in school, but he's a teenager and the time is divided. So, but what I'm saying is I just had many reasons. I didn't want to be working midnights and weekends and holidays and all this stuff. That's initially how it started, and then it grew into a bigger purpose. But I just really took the whole idea of making time for television out of my head. Like, just no, right? I don't have time. I don't have time to watch it, right? It's not factored into my schedule. It's absolutely not important to me, okay? And so when you start making those cut and dry decisions like that, it's going to make your life so much easier. Your brain is going to feel better. You have to choose. Right? Like nowadays in our society, you could be like, I want this woman, I want that woman, and I want that woman. I want this man, I want that man, I want this man. But typically you choose somebody. That's what you chose. Okay. So in the same sense, like I said, with your business, you need to make a choice. Like you can't be like, any, mini, money, mo, right? All right, so if it's impossible to get away from the television, then you need to buy yourself some really nice headsets, open an extra tab on your computer to YouTube, and play Mozart or Beethoven or some type of study music with no words, okay? Because the words will distract you. All right, you have to learn to listen to instrumentals so that you can get a creative flow and get things done. All right, so that is the ultimate way. The ultimate way is to actually get a space, to create a space, even if it's a walk-in closet where you can work uninterrupted. But if you can't get away, because I've been in a situation in my life where, small space, more than one person, multiple people living in the house, like I can't get away from the noise. So there's nowhere to go. Like my desk was like in a little corner, like just in the room that I was sharing with my son. Like it was crazy. It was a time I went through that I'll talk about later. But the point is, it's just listen to Mozart. All right. Listen to Beethoven. You still got to get it done or your situation isn't going to change unless you just go get a job. You get yourself a step up from what's happening And then that's it. You go enjoy your time, do what you want to do. Go out to dinner when you can afford it or whatever. But if you want to build a business, then you want to be great, you have to work through some crazy circumstances. I just love that Gabby Douglas story. If you haven't watched that movie, I believe it's on Netflix. You might want to watch it, but just see what her situation was. I mean, her mom had got sick. Her mom ended up having to get on welfare, and she had this dream of being, a gymnast in the Olympics. I mean, that's expensive. You got to pay for these classes, all these clothes and trainings and travel, and it wasn't going to happen in the town that she was living in. So she had to change her thinking and position herself to get what she wanted. So in the same sense, you have to change your thinking. Like, you can't let the circumstances around you alter what you're aiming for. But because if you do, then you didn't really want it, and that's okay. Just be honest with yourself. Because sometimes we set these goals and we feel like we have to accomplish them because we set them. But if it's not what you really want and it's costing you your happiness, then stop doing it, right? I remember when my son was in high school, the one that's in the military, in the Navy, when he was in high school, he was playing football and he was really, really good. I mean, he was like on first string. He was playing corner, which was kind of a complicated position. He would always get hit in his back. And he would just be like, man, my back, and it would be the same spot. And so one day I asked him, I said, do you really love football? I mean, do you eat, sleep, breathe football? Are you dreaming of going to the NFL? It's just your ultimate goal in life. And he was like, no, really, no. I said, then why, continue to put your body through this, right? You should only make that sacrifice and that harsh, being hit in your body, like you being hit and making the sacrifices to be at practice and do all these things that you want to do, giving up all the things that you want to do to be a part of the team, if it's something that you really truly want. I said, so, of course, finish out the season, because I don't play about starting something, you in the middle of it, in the middle of the season, but finish out the season. And because you are a part of a team, and it does affect the team if you just quit in the middle of the season. But I said, after that, then what is it that you really would like to do? And he just kind of laughed. He said, well, I thought you really liked watching me play football. So I really honestly was doing it for you. And he was like, honestly, I just really want to focus on my academics. And, I want to do ABC. So I was like, well, go do that. Go do what makes you happy. I ain't no way in the world I'm finna let somebody be hitting me all in my back and upside my head. And it's not something I dream about doing. Like people that dance, their toenails coming off and all that stuff in them ballet shoes. You better love that if you're going to be doing it. So when you're building a business, you're sacrificing a lot. You're missing out on a lot. You're having to choose your business over a lot of things. And so therefore, you better love it. If you don't love it, then stop doing it. Find something else to do. Right? Okay? So that's the reality. And it's true. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. All right, so that's the reality. All right, so listening to those instrumentals can help you focus if it's something you really want, okay? Again, but the best thing would be to create a space, even if it's a walk-in closet. There is an entrepreneur, Lisa Nichols, and she's very, very wealthy now, but she talked about how she started her business in a walk-in closet, and she put up some little mirrors behind her to make everything look professional. She was working a job, saving her money. She had a full and a part-time. I think the part-time was to save for her whatever she was working on. But her whole business started in a walk-in closet. So if you never heard of Lisa Nichols, you might want to go to YouTube and look her up and listen to her story. It will inspire you. All right, so here are some steps to being more productive. I'm sorry, I'm moving back and getting out of focus. Because what I really want to do is lay back and put my feet up. But then you won't be able to see me. I have some new equipment coming next week. So I can, and it also have a little background thing. So that I can put it up so you're not seeing like my dresser and all this stuff when I'm talking. But it's not too bad. I mean, you see in my little cup. This is stuff I'll be creating in my store. You see my little cup, Go Beyond the Limits. I like it. I make tea in there. You can see it's stained with turmeric because I'm always drinking turmeric tea in this. But yeah, I create wonderful little things, because I'm all about create reality, because you do actually create your own reality. Create it. I got my Go Beyond the Limits face mask. I love it. It's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. I like to have sayings on my face. Stuff on my face that where, see, you say it actually, I didn't want to do all this because I got on earrings. But yeah, it fits well. Just put it like that. But anyway, so that's that. So y'all got to look at Go Beyond the Limits until my little backdrop get here next week. All right, so better camera. So I can actually wear the shirts. Oh yeah, let me show y'all this one. The shirts that I create. Because I would like to wear them when I'm doing these so that you can see the affirmations. But because it's not showing up with this camera, it's not giving me a big enough angle. I can't. But can you see this? Love your life. I think I have one that says create reality. I create my own reality. Let me get this one. Love your life. Socks. I love them. Love them. Love your life socks. All right. Yeah, love your life. Shoot. Do what makes you happy. You know, like I told you earlier, that stuff's all in your head. It really is. Like, I have to work this job to get this money. Like, you could like develop your skills and learn something else and do something else, but it is hard work. Because when you show up for work, everything's pretty much laid out for you that you need to do. You focus on your job and that's it. But when you are running your own business, you are creating your products, because this is what we specialize in here at Totally My Biz too, is helping you create your own digital products, create a business that's totally yours, but have a good time and not make it this regurgitated stuff that's out there on the internet, and literally let your passion fuel your purpose and intertwine the two so that your business is your life. It is a part of who you are. It's what you do. It's what you're good at. You enjoying it. You bring a new flavor to the marketplace. Okay. That is your unique selling position. So, you know, after you have joined and taken all those other, you know, the courses, the 5 steps to an irresistible business and 4 pillars of success and all of that, you can go ahead and get access to the other trainings where we start dealing with the fundamentals. We want to get that foundation, get that mentality right, get that body right, get that fuel right, get that nutrition right, get all that stuff right. Then we're going to move on to everything else, because I could sit here and tell you strategy after strategy after strategy, but if your body is lacking vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin A, iron, copper, zinc, it's a way I'm wasting. I'm throwing something against the wall that's going nowhere, right? So that's why I do that. But once I do get that new camera, I will be wearing those clothes so that you can see those affirmations. Love your life. I love that one. I love that set, but I am getting more into affirmations. I create my reality, you know, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if I probably can't pull it up, because if I click on the store, it's going to take me off my page. But at the bottom of this page down here, there should be a link to the store. You can go look at all that stuff. It's pretty cool. All right. So anyway, steps to being more productive. All right. So you want to conserve your energy. Conserve. My hair is getting in my face. Clear my throat. It's a lot of content to get through. That's why I say you gotta be fueled, or you're gonna be tired and be falling asleep. I could give y'all 3 quick steps. 3 quick steps. This stuff ain't even gonna work. But anyway, I'm telling you what I really do, like the truth. The truth. All right. So you want to conserve your energy. Think of your energy in the sense of a battery. All right. So every day you get a charge. You can start on a fully charged battery with exercise and good nutrition. But if your diet sucks and you barely moved the day before, all right, your battery may be like half charged. That's it. All right. So ultimately there are 24 hours in a day. So your energy charge will only go so far. All right. So let's go through this energy stuff. Now, from the moment you wake up, okay, every single thing you do is running down your charge. I want you to think about that. When you wake up, All right, whether you fully charged, partly charged, whatever. Everything you do is going to run it down. So you roll out of bed and you talk on the phone for 2 hours. Zap. You can even think of a video game, you know, when they be like, this is revealing my age, but like Mortal Kombat. They're like, finish her, ha ha ha. Right. Think about that. Every time they get kicked, the punch, that be like a little, if it's hard punch, it's like zap. If it's a little one, it's like zap. So yeah, so you talk on the phone for 2 hours, zap. You take a shower and you spend another hour thinking about what you're going to wear, zap. You jump on social media, you stroll through the messages, you respond to messages, you argue about politics and news feed, you like and comment on cute stuff, you take some selfies and you upload those to your page, you watch and read all the stuff in your inbox, you laugh, you cry, and you catch the Holy Ghost from some spiritual song somebody sent you. Zap, 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 zap. You go to the kitchen, you take all day thinking about what you want to eat. Then you eat something sugary and greasy, zap, zap. You finally make it to your computer and turn it on, but someone calls and asks for a favor. Zap, zap, zap. Because one favor, y'all already know, is always going to lead to something else. Somebody called me and they're like, girl, my car broke down. Can you come get me or something? Look, I'm calling them an Uber. If I'm, I'll pay for it, whatever. But stuff like that, you got to start thinking like that. Somebody come bring their baby to you. They say they don't have nobody else to watch it. Da 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 da. Okay, well, how much? If you got somebody, how much do you think it would cost for like a week? Maybe I can front you a week, or something like that. You have to start thinking outside of using time for everything. People, they want you to use your time for everything. But if I can pay my way out of it, that's what I'm going to do. Or sometimes I just have to say, no, I can't. I really can't. And it's not being mean. It's just that, your online business is your income. Like, it's serious. It's not a game. If I was at work, you wouldn't be able to call me at work and be like, can you leave work and do A, B, and C? So at the same time, you have to think of it like that. Like, you really have to schedule that time and you have to be committed. All right, so you can't let those distractions happen, right? You got to get ahead of your days, right? Map out your days, weeks in advance. Map out your meals, your clothes, your chores, your online business building time, your exercise time, family and leisure time. All right, so everything has to be scheduled or it's going to be a disaster. You have to know when to say no because you have things scheduled and when to say yes because you have an opening. You cannot do everything. One of the things you have to learn too is that everybody has their own journey in life. Every single person has their own journey in life. And some people want you to live your life and their life too. You cannot live two lives. You can only live one life. And it doesn't mean you can't love people. You can't, whatever the case is, do what you can do. But you cannot leave your experience and go live someone else's experience. They're on their journey. You're on your journey. Your paths intertwine. You collaborate. You may talk. You may whatever. But at some point, hey, I got to continue on my journey and you got to continue on your journey. You can only go so far with people, even with my own children as adults, my own, they have their own paths, their own journeys. Like, I cannot let their journeys consume my journey, if that makes sense. So you have to make these tough decisions of how far you're going to go because, you can't do that. You have to allow people to think things through, to go through these experiences and to figure things out for themselves. That's just point blank. And I had to learn that. And if you're out there and you're consuming somebody else's life with your life, stop. Take time, pray, meditate, exercise. Like this morning, I was having an issue. It was like an internal thing. It was some emotional crisis that I was just dealing with in my head, right? It was more of an emotional thing. And so while I was working it out, the answer just came to me just as plain as day. It came to me so freaking plain. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, while you're meditating, while you're exercising, when you start fueling your brain starts to work better. Everything starts to connect, right? And stuff starts to, I didn't get on the phone and call somebody and just be like, oh, this is how I'm feeling and da 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 da. Now, sometimes you need to talk to somebody, but limit that. Limit that. Don't constantly put your life on somebody else's back. They can't carry yours and theirs. They are on their experience. They're on their journey. Somebody could be just having a perfectly great day, and you call them and you just spill all your whole life on them, and now they're having a bad day. Because they don't understand energy. I do. I know how to detox, reboot, get all that stuff out and get back on. But everybody don't have that type of training. I remember I went through a really difficult time. I'm not gonna go into deep detail, but I mean, it was like one friend there because she just wouldn't take no for an answer. And I'm glad, because I actually did need her. I did actually need someone at that time and didn't realize I was gonna need somebody. But I didn't even tell anyone. I really didn't. I really didn't tell anyone. I didn't, even though some people may have known about it, they didn't know the exact details and when everything was going to happen. I didn't really go into deep detail because, first of all, I needed to keep my mind where it needed to be so I could be in a good mind. It was related to my child, and I had to keep, the faith up and prayer or whatever I needed to do for my own sanity. I need somebody telling me and talking to me and bringing me down emotionally. And then on top of that, I understand energy. I know how to detox. I know how to reset my energy. I know how to come out of even the depression. I've had moments where I felt really weighted down, but I know how to get out of that. But if I had put that burden on someone else who couldn't handle that, do you know I could actually cause them to have cancer or have some other disease because I'm putting my problem on them so heavily that it's wearing down their adrenal glands, their stress levels, and it's making them more susceptible to disease. So think about that. I'm not saying you can't talk to somebody or you can't listen to somebody. I'm saying, but just limit it and just be very careful about how you're projecting yourself onto other people, because a lot of times, again, you could be stressing them out to a place where you're wearing down their adrenals support system. And with all the stuff that's going on right now, you don't want to do that to anybody. So before you pick up the phone, try prayer, try rest, try nutrition, tons and tons of nutrition, try exercise. If you can't do all of those, try one or two of those methods. Sometimes it can take days. I've been in a situation where it's taken me days to get through something, and I just had to lay and wait. It'll pass. I know it will, and it does. Just keep praying, keep sowing. And whenever I do feel, if I do have a low moment, or I feel mentally drained, or I feel emotionally drained, and I'm trying to create, it's not happening, nothing's happening, then that's when I just go log into like Mind Valley or Audible books, or listen to even my own trainings to remind myself of who I am, to remind myself of what my purpose is, to remind myself that I can get through this, that I've done it before, and I can do it again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to self-soothe, right? You ever heard the saying of self-soothing? When you put the baby in the crib and let the baby fall asleep on his own, let that baby learn how to self-soothe. And you have to learn how to do that for yourself. And you have to allow other people to learn how to do that for themselves. Now, you might be talked about, you might be criticized or whatever, but that's what it is. And you have to use your own balance. So I don't know what your situations are, what your life is like with your family and your friends. But you have to start to discern when I need to pull back, when I need to pull in, and when I need to just shut down my own self so I can reboot, refuel, or whatever the case may be. So again, everybody's on their own journey. You're on yours, others are on theirs. Do not try to live your journey in someone else's journey too. Okay. Hopefully that was very helpful. All right. So, if you want to conserve your energy, you've got to be intentional on how you use it. When you plan, okay, you can be okay with saying no because you schedule when to say yes. I think I just read that. All right. And then that way no one feels neglected because they know when you will be available. Planning helps you conserve energy and therefore be more productive in your online business. All right. So plan. because all of these elements are important. You can get to a place where you're just completely you don't spend any time with your family. You don't spend any time with anybody, so you can, plan. So to me, it's like once a month, maybe. I mean, I can't, talk to you every day, all day. Like, I have to work. So those are the things you have to think about that. But your family, your children, that's a daily thing. You have to make sure that they are a priority because they grow fast. Next thing you know, they're graduated. So you don't want to put that off and expect them to wait until you finish building your business before you interact with them. Because when you're standing at their graduation, they walk across their stage, you're going to regret not spending time with your children. So that should be a priority. However, when you are building your business, you will find there will be a bit of unbalance because it's not going to be 50-50, and you still will be able to reach your goals unless your time is extremely cut and dry productive, work, family, it's very, very intentional. You can get more done, right? But, if you want to conserve your energy, like I said, okay, yeah, you got to be intentional. All right, so the next thing you could do is what I call bunker down. All right, so now that you're clear on your online business building hours of operation, you need to bunker down. Say it with me, bunker down, bunker down. All right, so in order to bunker down, you have got to have your work location fully prepared and stocked. All right. So stocking your work location could include everything you need to accomplish your task for the day. This could be your laptop, your charger, water, snacks, coffee, teas, or whatever you might need. I would also advise using the restroom before you bunker down. So if the bathroom isn't in where you're going to be working, go ahead and go because, if you don't, you may be deterred, So the term bunker down literally means to enter your workspace and do not come out until you completed your task for the day. All right. So do not come out for any reason, as you might encounter a detour in your intentions. Like you come out to just get a glass of water and it leads to grocery store, everything. It just leads to everything. And they used to happen to me all the time when I was new. If you knew, people just be taking advantage of you. Made a couple of dollars, you able to work from home and work your business, and then people just think, hey, you got all this time. Another thing I do, don't tell people you work for yourself. That might sound like it may make you feel big, but this is gonna let everybody know they're gonna think you got all this time. Don't do it. Just say you work for a company. Don't say, well, what do you do? I'm like a virtual assistant. Like, don't, because that's true. You are assisting people virtually. So don't ever tell people that you work your own hours, you work for yourself. And even when you are off because, you're home because you're working for yourself, don't be always on Facebook and all this. Because, boy, I tell you, people will book your time. If you don't book it yourself, it will get booked. Then you'll find yourself every day doing all these different tasks for all these people, and that's not the point. And then you're gonna end up back working for somebody. I'm telling you. I know. I'm a witness. Happened to me before. So yeah. All right. So that's why you don't come out for any reason. You might deter those. You might get deterred from your intentions. But because you planned your day, everyone knows where they belong in it, and you don't dare jeopardize your vision for unnecessary distractions. All right, so it's literally your time block to get things done in your online business. Now, if you are going to bunker down and you are going to do time blocking, you do want to make sure that what you're doing has income producing capabilities. Okay, so the next step is going to be have an income producing strategy. Income producing strategy. All right, so one of the worst things you can do during your bunker down time is to waste it. Waste it. So if you waste your bunker down time, you will find yourself sitting in front of your computer staring at the screen with nothing done. So in addition to getting nothing done, the rest of the day is going to catch up with you and you will have to move on to other things. So when you fail to make progress, it destroys your confidence and derails your overall success. Okay, so let's talk about that. And I do have to get some more tea. Feeling strained. I want to say this stuff is work, and then all this talking is energy. Yeah, you pushing from your diaphragm. You talking. It's energy. There's this theory. Hang on, I gotta get another sip because it's really, really good. I should have brought the tea over here so I could show you what it was. But anyway, I gotta clear my throat. So anyway, there's this theory that's why a lot of chess players are, like, people that play chess professionally are skinny. Now, I don't even know if this is just a theory. Because your brain, when it has to think on really high levels, actually burns a lot of calories. I don't know. But anyway. So yeah. So there's nothing worse than when you are like, you had a bright sunshiny day, you got up, you logged into your computer, you're like, I'm going to get XYZ done. And then like you get nothing done. And then it's nighttime, it's time to go to sleep. And you wake up, now you have all your business stuff. Plus, like, I don't know about you, if you're doing anything additional, but like, I'm in the master's program at my school, and it's like, yeah. So now I got this paper to write, I have this to do, and then I also have my work and all this stuff. So to me, that feels worse than saying no. It does. It feels worse to me than saying no, to wake up the next day and then you have yesterday's stuff plus today's stuff. Now, you could not do your business stuff, but you're going to be working for somebody. Like I said, you're going to be working for somebody. Until you get up into the millions and millions and you got somebody to do all this stuff and you can pay. Because it's not just having employees, it's liability. It's also... I mean, you can have people do tasks and stuff. That's not, that's at will workers. But to run a business efficiently does take a lot of focus, and it takes a lot of parts. You have content, you have images, you have audios, you have videos. Depends on what type of business you're building. Products, all this other stuff. So, I mean, you can do it other ways, but if you want your own business that you're going to develop over time, you can do that. But until you have a whole bunch of employees doing everything for you, you're gonna have to work. And if you don't work, then you're not going to get paid, or whatever's out there may still make money, but you're not growing your profits. So a lot of people who are extremely wealthy, like Tony Robbins and stuff, they still work though. They just be like, they just want to work. So because they enjoy what they do, because their life is their business, their life is their passion. It's all about being empowered, pushing past limitations, living your purpose. Like the show Oxygen, or the channel Oxygen, always says to live out loud. So when you're enjoying what you're doing, it's what you're supposed to be doing. It is your passion. Your passion is your business. Then it is just a part of you. So you probably be working anyway, because you have a greater purpose that you need to serve in your life. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that's a horrible feeling. To me, go day after day, you don't get anything done. Then what happens is your self-confidence ends up getting destroyed completely, because what happens, your self-confidence gets destroyed because you wake up, like, say this has been happening to you for like several days in a row. Now you're looking for distractions. You strolling Facebook. You looking for something, because now you don't even believe that you can even do it. So we want to get past that, okay? All right. You ever heard that saying, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail? It is so true. Like, when I wake up, I pretty much do my power drink. If I do anything, it's just oatmeal. Like, I'm not finna spend a lot of energy and time thinking about that. And everything else is scheduled, pretty much. Anyway, so what is an income producing strategy? And I am so glad that you asked. All right, so it is an action plan that maps out the key tasks that you need to complete today. So these things that you could need to complete today that will actually get you some results. Okay, so the 3 primary income producing activities in any business are traffic, leads, and conversions. Traffic, leads, and conversions, because 0 traffic equals 0 leads, which equals 0 money. Okay, so as you're mapping out your content, you want to think about how to drive more traffic, how to collect more leads, and how to convert more sales. So those are like, whatever your strategy is for that, though, that's where you want to spend most of your time. So for an example, let's just say your bunker down time today, you were going to use it to create a YouTube video. You have to consider, what is the strategy for this video? So usually I'll use like a mind map. I'll be using those. I went on and said it. I'd be using. Yeah, that's horrible. But anyway, it was already coming out of my mouth before I could fix it. But anyway, so yeah, what is this strategy for your video? Got to think about that. All right, so what will my audience learn? That's what you're going to be thinking about in the strategy. What are they going to learn? What value am I going to provide up front in the video? So value, you're exchanging value for monetary, money or whatever. So you have to think about, what are you trying to earn? And then what is the value that you're going to exchange for that? So like, let's just say you want to offer somebody like some French fries from McDonald's. Do you think you could charge them $1,000 for those fries? It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. But if you had like some type of lobster, like, or some kind of food that's like imported from somewhere, there are meals that cost $1,000, but it's the value that's in it. In the same sense, you have to think about, what do you do every day, and is it creating the value that you want to earn? So when you're creating your content, you want to make sure that there's some value there that people can implement the concepts and get results. So what are you providing that the audience can implement? For instance, right, the things that we talked about, can you implement overcoming being overwhelmed in your online business? Yes. Why? Because you can sign up, get your free membership, start building your mentality so you can overcome the anxiety related to the conflicts in your head based on your subconscious programming. You can go out and get the supplements that are going to help you think, feel, and perform better. Let's see. So there's different things that you could do. You could use these strategies to help map out your content and create value. You've discovered that you can bunker down and just pretty much set a place for you to work and do it. Like, go do it. Set your place today, right? Put your, little candle inspiration. That's why I create my own clothes. I want them to be I want to be inspired by what I see in the mirror. I'm inspired by my teacup. I'm inspired by the things around me. So create a space that you can work in, commit to that time, start scheduling and stuff, all of that. So yeah, you can implement. So that's how you should think of your content. How can my audience implement it? It doesn't have to be this detailed, don't have to be this long. It could be one strategy, but make sure it's something that really actually works. Not just 3 steps to this and it's just regurgitated stuff that's like everybody's saying it. I remember when I was feeling overwhelmed and at one point I had gotten to a place where I just didn't have passion for online business anymore. I just didn't have, I just was burnt out and I was just so bored, and it was only because I was getting stuck in tech. I was getting stuck in all the methods and strategies, and I wasn't enjoying just the simple things that I would do, like what I'm doing now, encouraging people, helping people overcome things, building people's mentality, helping people actually build businesses, but having fun. So when I Googled how to find the passion, how to get my passion back for my online business and stuff like that, it was nothing. It was like the same, 3 steps to building your online business, how to blog. I was so like, I wanted to throw my computer. Like, it was like the same people, then they get on the computer, they're all rehearsed, and well, the 3 steps, it's the same 3 steps, it's how to blog, how to start a blog, SEO blog. And I was like, no, how do I get my passion back? How do I refuel? How do I, stop feeling so overwhelmed? How do I overcome, feeling stuck? And how do I get past, not being able, productivity issues? And, there would be productivity articles, but it would be like, just plan. It would tell you to plan. It would tell you, because I did talk about planning, but it was like no one was really talking about the psychology behind why I'm struggling, like the supplements, and all of these different things that were causing it, the subconscious and the consciousness and all of that. So, so when you start to think about helping your audience, think about going a little bit further. Did I talk about the basic things, the planning and all this stuff? Yes, but I went a little step further to let's talk about how your brain is functioning. Are you fueling your body? All of these different things. Are you bunkering down? Are you planning, your bunker down time to be actually productive? Not just say plan, but plan what? Right? Plan income producing activities, because you can plan bunker down time, but you can end up on Facebook. So yeah. Or you can end up spending that whole time just playing with one image. And it really does affect you. It really does. When you just, you trying to set up a webcam all day. That happened to me, before. Just trying to set up a camera all day. It's like I didn't get anything. Here it is, 7:00, and then my video still isn't recorded, and it's still a mess. So when you do get stuck, just move on to the next thing that you can get done. Don't, come back to it, because when you leave it and come back, I promise you, most of the time it's always better. The answer's there. The issue I was struggling with yesterday, I left, came back today. It was like, oh, and it was something I was doing. So it was like, oh wow, I couldn't see it for the frustration. All right, so, but when you are creating content, just think about what your audience needs and if they're really going to get results. I really care. That's why I put this much effort into it. And a lot of people just want those 3-minute videos and those 5-minute steps, and that stuff don't work. If you do one strategy, but you actually help someone get to a place where they can implement that and get some results, then yeah, that's fine. You don't have to do all this. You don't have to do all these different processes, and you can literally just talk about one thing, but make sure you actually put something that's valuable in it, that they can get results. And then when they get that small win, they're coming back because they want to know some more. So that's when you can do, what I call a call to action. But let's go ahead and finish up this. Just knowing that your audience can use the information, that's important, because again, once they know the value that you're providing and they need it, you can move along with monetizing the information. So that's when the money comes. You got to give value first. You don't get the money before you provide the value. That's just like if you go to get something to eat, you don't just give them the money and just hope they give you the food. You get the food first. All right. So, then you got to start thinking about, how can I monetize the value that I'm providing in the video? So once you know what you're going to be talking about, you understand that it is something that people need. You do have something they can implement and use. Now you can start thinking about monetizing, and then what is your call to action? So when you are in your bunker down time, you want to use your time to be thinking through this process so that what you're creating is getting you results, okay? Because every piece of content should be very intentional to solve problems, provide solutions, and promote services for extended value, right? All right, so where can I find my target audience in abundance so that they can engage with the content I have created? So again, we're still talking about that traffic, leads, and conversions. You want to make sure that, if it's a Facebook group, like when I had my hair blog, I was in like these Facebook groups about hair and all this stuff. So when I would post stuff, people click on it because that's what they're into. It's a whole group about it. So you can go to Facebook, YouTube, different places like that, and join groups. Like on Facebook, join groups that target your niche and just start providing value. Don't just be posting links and talking about all this stuff with nothing behind it. Provide value, and then people will start to see you as an authority figure, and they will start to believe that you have the solutions they are looking for. All right, so it's important that your bunker down time moves you forward. Your bunker down time moves you forward in your online business building process so that you actually get results. So I don't just want you to, get clarity, get your mind clear, get refueled, and then to sit in your office and get nothing done, or sit in your workspace and get nothing done. I want what you're doing to move you forward. So think about, how is what I'm doing right now during my bunker down time going to create me some results? Because that is the whole point. If you're not going to get any results, then you just need to go enjoy your life and just, that's the whole point. All right, so one of the things that I do highly recommend is that you go ahead and grab the Money Mind Map, because it is a step-by-step guide to your virtual profit strategies. And it is pretty much everything that I just talked about here, and it's all mapped out for you so that you can start to see how income producing activities work. So when you sit in front of your computer, you actually are getting something done. All right, so you want to go ahead and grab that Money Mind Map right now. Go ahead and start utilizing it. Again, if you haven't got your free membership, make sure you do that as well. All right. Let's see. So ultimately, building an online business, we are on section 3, and that's stop feeling overwhelmed. I apologize about that. So building an online business is something you choose, point blank. You choosing it. You could find a job and pay your bills and enjoy your leisure time doing what you love. Some people know it's not for me. It's a lot, and I don't want to invest that. And that's okay. At least they know that, and they are doing what they want to do. All right, so no one can convince you to fight for what you want. It's all up to you. You know why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, so if you are going to be successful, you'll have to change. That's just point blank. If you keep doing what you are doing right now, you're going to keep getting the same results in your life. You have to grow your mind. You have to get into that subconscious mind and find out what you're thinking about. Get rid of any self-sabotaging thoughts. Self-sabotaging thoughts. That's what I was trying to say. You got to get rid of that. You have to. Because it is all in your head. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody's stopping you. You can do it. Right? But you will have to change. You can't do the same thing you've always done and expect different results. If you want to be great, like Gabby Douglas could not be great just eating. I'm not saying that depending on what your goals are, you might have a different set of disciplines. You don't need to discipline yourself like Gabby Douglas, maybe in the mindset, but not in the same process, because for her, her size and everything that she was doing was geared towards gymnastics. So whatever you're doing, whether you're training your brain, getting nutrition, you're working towards your goals, you're mapping things out, you're planning, because your goal is whatever that is in your business. But the point I'm making is, let's just use her as an example though. She couldn't have went to the Olympics and won the way she did if she wasn't sowing the elements necessary to win in her life and in her body and in her practices and in her habits. So you got to think about, how bad do you want it? I think I have an audio by Eric Thompson. Yes, I'm going to put that down here in the resources. I'm going to add that as soon as listen to that audio. Now, just listen to it. That's all I can tell you. Because it's going to help you. Right. So but she couldn't like I said, do what she was doing if she was worried about all this other stuff going on. She had to change. She had to move. Yeah, some of you need to move. I know there's a lot going on right now, but you might need to be planning that when things settle down. Sometimes it's hard in your hometown. because people always see you for what what you were. And when you're trying to change and someone's constantly reminding you of who you were, even if it wasn't bad, like, you know, how I wasn't bad, but it was just not great, like where I need to be. So when someone's constantly reminding you, remember that time, you remember that time, you remember that time, and then even when you see their face, it sort of brings you back to who you are or who you were. And that's sometimes to go to a new level, you have to raise your vibration. We will talk about that a little later. But sometimes it brings your vibration down to where you can't manifest the creative things that you're trying to create because your vibration is low. So to go to new levels, you need to upgrade, you know, your life, upgrade your mind, upgrade your relationships, you know, all these different things, so that you can be on a higher vibration to experience those things on that vibration pattern. Okay. But we will get into that later. But yeah, you gotta change. That's the point. I mean, I remember back in the day, I used to wake up and eat Krispy Kreme donuts for breakfast. But trying to do what I'm doing and grow my business, not necessarily build it at this point, but grow my business. Like, I can't eat Krispy Kreme donuts in the morning for breakfast and expect to grow my business, because that sugar is going to make me tired and it's not going to help my brain function. So that's what I'm saying. You have to change. And if anybody's telling you like you don't, they lying to you. I mean, she couldn't have went doing that in the mornings. Gabby couldn't have went doing that in the mornings. But yeah, can't do the same thing and expect different results. Even how you spend your time. And that was the hardest thing for me, because you feel guilty, you feel conflicted. But once I got understanding that everybody's on their own journey, and I don't have to be conflicted, even with relationships. Like, if it's a relationship and I've been sowing my time, it ain't going nowhere, I'm about to remove my time, because I need to focus and get where I need to be going. Quit sowing into things that's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that you can't have friends and you can't respect other people, but understand where things are. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, you know, or whatever. You know, some of y'all need to break up with some of y'all friends. Not even, it ain't a man or a woman, you know, for a relationship, like a intimate relationship, but it's just a friend. It's not working. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, doesn't mean you have to, that you have to like not love them, but it's just that the journeys that you're on are so different that it's not on one path. So you may have to go another way, right? And they are going in another way. So this is happening. And it's not like, this has nothing to do with love. It has to do with, this is my purpose and I have to go here. And they, you know, this is for real, y'all. It's for real. I promise you. We're going to have to do some lives. We're going to have to do some late night discussions, because some of the stuff that I do want to go into, I don't want to go on, you know, I don't want to go into on here, because sometimes people watch your videos and they think you're talking about them. You're not even thinking about them. But if I do it in a session, I could really give you some examples, like some deep stuff, right? I think we can have a conversation, and then that won't be shared or posted. It'll just be us talking. Okay. So yeah, if it's what you really want, then commit to the process and train like an athlete. Okay. Train like an athlete. And when I say train like an athlete, what might automatically come to your mind is weightlifting and running, and that's all good. I work out, but I don't make building my physical body my number one priority as far as the shape, you know, like health and nutrition, drinking my shakes, I got my whole body vibration plate, I got my spin bike, I exercise, but I'm not trying to go compete, build that kind of body or anything. So when I say train like an athlete, you can do that if that's what you want to do, but that's also going to consume a lot of your time. Your body's going to have to heal from all these sessions and train. All right. Be more productive. Use your energy wisely. How you use your energy matters. All right, so if you plan your progress, then you will have dedicated time to work on your income producing activities and be able to find the balance in the other things that you have to do. So be very intentional and run your days and stop letting your days run you. That is a big one. Stop letting your days run you. Stop. If you wake up and it's just like people just randomly calling you and you don't, if you wake up and you don't even have a plan and anybody can get you just do anything, then, yeah. Seriously, stop letting your days run you. Stop letting it get ahead of it. A lot of times that might mean you got to get up super early. When my life was really hectic and I had small children in my home and I had one in private school, had to drive him to school, pick him up, car line, then after school, we got football practice and chorus and all these different practices and stuff. When that was happening to me, I would get up at 4 a.m. Because I needed to get my exercise in. I needed to fuel my body. I needed to write my posts for the day and promote my product for the day. Then take my son to school. Then come back, build out my content for the week. Then pick him up from school. Do dinner. Then take him to football practice. And then while he was at football practice, then I would walk the track and listen to my niche related training during that time. So I was very like boom, 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 boom. But now I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. Sometimes I just naturally wake up at that time because my body was so used to doing that. But now I don't have to. I don't have all those demands and pressures that I used to have. But I still have to make sure I get something done, because that could also be the opposite end of the spectrum. When your life loosens up a lot and you are manifesting things and you are happy and you are freer, right? Then you might find you get even less done because you don't have to be on that tight schedule. So that's as difficult too. All right. But anyway, so you have to be intentional. All right. So the more you actually get done, what you set out to do, the more confident you will be in your ability to plan, develop, and launch your online business. You got this. If you made that decision, you stuck this thing out, you're willing to sow in what you want to reap, you got this, right? You just need to take one intentional step at a time, and I promise you will succeed. Okay. So your resources here is the Daily Habits of 7-Figure Earners. You can download it here. You definitely do not want to overburn yourself. Like for me, I can work a 16-hour day and it's nothing at this point. I don't do it all the time. But if I'm like lunching something or something like that, I can do that. But 8 to 10 hours. If I'm not, it's probably more closer to 8. But what I'm saying is, what you don't want to do is start sacrificing sleep, running down your adrenal glands, stressing yourself so bad that you're not getting anything done, or you're that's what happened to me, like, early in because I kept hearing people say, you gotta do it this way, this hardcore way. Still building on that, learning a little bit every day, niche related training every day. I tell y'all that in the course. If you sign up and get the free course, 4 Pillars to Success, I tell you all of that in there. But it's more of a flow. I enjoy it. I'm creating things I enjoy. Like most of this stuff I create for myself, like Love Your Life, Create Reality, Go Beyond the Limits. I wear that stuff. So when I'm working, I see myself, the words on my shirt. So I'm creating more. I'm enjoying more. There's more of a flow. And that's what I want for you. So that when you do work your 8-hour day or whatever, however many hours you're working in a day, you're enjoying yourself because you don't feel boxed in to this regurgitated way of building an online business. You're having a good time. You're enjoying yourself. You know your purpose, you're passionate about it. You understand your personality type, what you do best. You're able to work through things, and know your skill, know your craft. And so you're enjoying it because it's purpose driven. It's a purpose driven business. And you're adding value to people, and that feels good to you. So, I listen to my body. When I'm tired, I go ahead and go to sleep. Like, go to bed at night. I mean, if you're new, I can understand sometimes you're so excited that you just want to stay up and, do that, but save some of that for tomorrow. Just use your bunker down time wisely. And if you use your bunker down time wisely, you should be able to sleep at night. Okay. Now, depending on your schedule, I don't know what your schedule is, but sometimes I even take like some L-theanine. I take a little bit of that to make sure I go ahead and shut my brain down and go to sleep. And what I've discovered since I've been doing that is that I'm more fueled and I get more done the next day than if I would have just stayed up, stretched my body out. That caused me to gain a lot of weight too. A lot of weight that I'm trying to get off now. From, a couple of years ago when I used to stay up all night. And then I would be tired. And because I'm tired and stressed, now I'm eating popcorn and all this stuff in the middle of the night. Trying to stay awake, drinking pots and pots of coffee and all this stuff. And then my body started warning me, like, look, I'm going to shut down if you don't stop. Love yourself. Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself you're enough, right? Choose yourself. Choose yourself. Choose your purpose. Choose your passion. Choose your business. Choose your family. And then do what you can do for everything else. Remember that everyone's on their own journey. You can't live your life in someone else's life too. And you have to choose that if this is what you want, if you are wanting to build an online business and it's really what you want, if you don't want to be overwhelmed, you need to be very intentional with your choice and with your purpose. Okay, I should have made this bigger while I was talking. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, if you want to get those results, you really do have to be intentional, and that's that. And again, try to relax a little bit. Try to, like I said, get that rest. But when you start taking those supplements and stuff, it's really going to help you. It's really, really going to help you. Another one that's really helped me, I think I might have said it earlier, but I'm not sure, is the ashwagandha, which it is in the zeal. But you can get some additional. So taking an extra 2 of those a day in the mornings really helped me. With anxiety and flow. Like I notice I flow, just flowing, that's the point that you want to get to. You want to get out of the stress and strain and more into the flow. And I'm going to tell you, flow does happen when you start making decisions. And sometimes it's hard because you feel guilty, but you have to stop feeling guilty, about what you can and cannot do. You have to stop feeling guilty about what you can and cannot do. And do what you can. Honor yourself. Love yourself. Treat yourself well. Don't engage in things that really bring down your vibration. Sometimes it could be just not understanding your self-worth and understanding that, you can do this, And that's where that personal development and that training comes in, because it's going to help you rebuild your mind. It's going to help you understand that you are enough, that you can do it. Could I have done any of this without the training? No, because my old mindset would have blocked me. Okay. So anyway, guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this. If you want to change your life, you have to speak directly to that victim inside of you and tell that victim to get out of there and say, that's not me. That will never be me. I'm not a victim. I'm a powerful human being who has opportunities, who has tools, who has the ability to change my story.